In a world where empowerment means community, there exists a foundation that goes beyond the ordinary. A foundation that believes in the transformative power of mentorship and giving back. Welcome to Adebiyi Habib Foundation, where mentorship isn't just a program, it's a catalyst for change. Through their dedicated mentors, they've ignited a spark in the hearts of the next generation, guiding them toward a brighter future. Adebiyi Habib Mentorship Program isn't just about passing on knowledge, it's about building meaningful connections that resonate beyond the classroom, creating a network of support that lasts a lifetime. On November 21 to 22nd November 2023, the convener, Esquire Adebiyi Habib, launched a mentorship session with graduating students, distributing writing materials in 3 different schools in Yewa North Local Government area of Ogun State. The sought-after mentorship program with the theme Nurturing Future Leaders and Unleashing Hidden Potentials was held in 3 locations: Obaluju High School, Joga Rile, Eni Comprehensive High School, and Oluwasho High School in Mashai. The foundation also specifically unpicked Agbanigbe Mazida, a lawyer, refined speaker, and Sharia law enthusiast, to share her knowledge at the event. But the foundation's commitment does not end there. Adebiyi Habib is woven into the fabric of the community, reaching out with open hearts and open hands. The foundation has undertaken initiatives that uplift, empower, ensuring that every corner of our community thrives. From educational grants to community events, Adebiyi Habib Foundation believes in making a lasting impact, because when we invest in our community, we invest in a future where everyone has the opportunity to succeed. Partner with Adebiyi Habib Foundation on this journey of empowerment and community building. Adebiyi Habib Foundation, where mentorship meets compassion, and every step we take brings us closer to a brighter tomorrow.
Hi everyone. Can you guys hear me well? Yes. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you're all well today. Yes. My name is Mazida, and I believe it's a privilege to be here with you. I want to believe that it is also a privilege for you to be here, because a lot of people, a lot of students do not have the opportunities that you have presently, having people come to talk to you, having people come to talk to you, to guide you, to tell you the things that you should look at, things that are capable of driving changes for you. Okay, so I'm going to start first by saying, I don't know, does anybody know anywhere in Ogun State called Adodo? No. Okay, so in Ogun State, there is a small town called Adodo, and I'm from that very small town. And I can tell you for a fact that in my family, yes, we have 2 lawyers, and I have a very long history of people from my family. However, there are only 2 of us that are lawyers. The first person who became a lawyer is presently in the United States of America. He practices there. And there is me that has, I'm also a lawyer. I became a lawyer some years back. But I just want you to understand that when I decided to study law, I didn't even know there was somebody in the family that, is a lawyer, is outside the country. But when I started doing the things I needed to do, he recognized that there is someone somewhere doing something. So what does that mean? Nobody might see you right now, and that's okay. But you need to see yourself, right? And for you to see yourself, you need to pay attention to the things that you need to pay attention to. So if you look at the flyer, the theme today is nurturing future leaders and unleashing hidden potentials. So what are the things that needs to be done in nurturing future leaders and unleashing hidden potentials? So under this topic, we have like 4, it is segmented into 4 stages. We have personal development, which is very important. And after that, we have mentorship. After mentorship, we have Sorry, 1 minute. Okay. So, as I was saying, after mentorship, we have education. After education, we have creating a conducive environment for growth. I mentioned four things already, right? Okay. So that is just to introduce you to the topic we're going to, the things we came here to do today. So let me start again by saying, like all of you see this man right here. We were colleagues in school, so we studied in the same university. We were in the same class for 5 years, and he's a lawyer as well, and he's doing well in what he's doing, as a couple of other people, right? But like all of you, we were once here. Where is here? Here he's, oh, we were once in SS3, we were once in GS3, we were once in SS1, right? And like, I understand that some of you are about to get out of school to get into another school, to get into the university. So, like all of you, we were all once here. The here is we were trying to, we were thinking, what are we going to make out of our life? What are we going to study? What am I passionate about? What do I want to do? Right? And behind all of this, there is your father, there is your mother, there is your siblings who want you to do something. There is finances, the money to do the things you need to do, right? There are people who are telling you the things to do. Of course, from a good place, they wish you the best, and they feel what they think what they know is good and would like you to follow that path. But behind all of that, there is you. What do you want? What do you want to be? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do you enjoy to do? Do you want to be a businesswoman? Do you want to be a career woman? Do you want, sorry, I'm using woman. That includes men as well. So I'm addressing all of you at the same time, right? So do you want to be a philanthropist? Do you want to be an educator? Do you want to be a lecturer? I remember when I was when I was in school, my principal was somebody I really looked up to. She was a woman, a disciplinarian, very, very disciplined. She was disciplined, and it was so beautiful to see, somebody that is diligent, does what she needs to do, and all of that. And that also inspired me to want to make something out of my life, because at that time she was around 40, no, 60. She was over 50 years old, and she was leading a lot of schools, and she was a major stakeholder. So, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that you need to look within yourself. What are the things that are important to you? What do you want to be? And use all the guidance that you're having from your father, from your mother, from your distant cousin, distant relation that you hear, oh, this person is doing this. You don't have to follow the same path they follow, but you know you need to tread the path of education, because education is going to set you up, it's going to give you the platform, it's going to give you the opportunity to assess opportunities that you can take use of, that you can make use of. Sorry. So, as I was saying, right, 1 minute. I don't want to, I talk a lot. So if I don't look at what I have here, I'm going to say too much, and trust me. So I just have to be guided by what I already prepared. So, like I said, don't forget what you want to do. And one of the reasons why we are here is to make you understand the things that you should be looking at. And I mentioned four things already, right? Can anyone tell me those four things? It could be one per person. That's okay too. Education, okay. Mentorship, personal development, creating a conducive environment for learning. So, At this point, I want to tell you about a friend of mine. We were supposed to be here last week. You were expecting us, right? But we couldn't make it. But last week, somebody called me. No, don't let me start like that. Let me tell you about when I was 15 years old. There was another 15-year-old, a friend of mine. And at the time, he was a very young, bright boy. Very bright, very intelligent. He's my friend. Very good at what he does. He was one of the people leading his class. But guess what? At some point, he mingled with the wrong set of people and he treaded that path. Which part do you think I'm talking about? Can anybody guess? What is one of the most popular bad paths tread by teenagers in recent time? If you take a wide guess, you can tell. We all know Yahoo Yahoo, right? Yahoo Yahoo. Are you familiar with the term? You're not familiar with the term? Okay. So there are people, what it means is that some people sit somewhere and dupe people of their money. They make lies. I mean, they put in effort, they put in energy to make up lies, to dupe somebody, to deprive somebody of the work, of the hard work, the money they got from their hard work. But why did you do that? He did it literally because he mingled with a set of people that made him believe that in this Nigeria, in this world, you cannot make it by doing the things you ought to do. I'll put it in another word. Some people believe that when you do everything you want to do, because this country is quite corrupted, you cannot get a job. School is a scam. You've heard it before. He mingled with those set of people, and then he believed it. And guess who dropped out of school? He dropped out of school. He finished his senior secondary school, was supposed to go to the uni like all of us were going, but he decided to start the Yahoo Yahoo job at that time. But last week he called me. I didn't even remember him because for a while I haven't spoken to him. But 2 weeks ago he called me and he told me, "Oh, Mazida, how are you?" Immediately he entered my DM. "I'm fine. Oh, how have you been?" "Yeah, I'm fine." And then he was like, "Oh, Mazida, I cannot access my account right now, my bank account. Can you please send 2,000 to me? I need to buy airtime to do subscription and I need it very urgently because I cannot reach my bank account." I'm wondering, this is somebody, all through the years, I was going to school. I would go to night class, ask Mr. Habib. We would go to night class, sleep in class, read our ass off. When we were in law school, we read our ass off. Why? Because we wanted to make good grades. Because we know that education is that thing that will set us on a platform, that would give us the platform to access opportunities. For instance, if you're on the floor there, if you're going to pick this thing, one of the ways you can pick this water is by first getting to this point, isn't it? So that is what education is going to give to you. Education will give you a table like this, a platform where you'll be able to assess, oh, I want a malt. Oh, I'm seeing an opportunity of, Chivita exotic. Do you guys have context to what I'm trying to say? Exactly. So as I was saying, he called me and he said, "Oh, I couldn't reach my account and please can you send 2,000 to me?" I was surprised because this was somebody while I was going to school, I would see his statues, I would see his updates online. He would be spending money, go to different places. When you don't work hard for something, you spend it without accounting for it. You spend it without being able to trace it because you didn't work hard for it. So I told my sister, who was also our colleague, I said, "Oh, Makia, this person just asked me, oh, I should send money to you." He said, "Oh, are you serious? He sent a message to you too. When was the last time you guys talked?" I'm like, "Oh, in about 3 years, we haven't spoken." And guess what he did? He lied. What do you do when you're doing yahoo yahoo? You lie. So he was coming, he's now in a place where he's not doing okay. Remember I said he dropped out of school, so there is no education. there is no handwork, there is no job, and he has to fend for himself one way or the other. Another person at that point might have a rethink and, say, okay, let me go and learn something and start working. But he does not want people to see him as, oh, he does not have, he's now doing some sort of hard job. So he now resorted to lying again to his friends, now to his friends, not to distant people, in order to get money. Has anybody derived any lesson from all that I've said so far? Lesson. Can you share with me, please? Anybody willing to share? From this story, what have you learned? Anybody? Anything on your mind? I'm sure you can think of something.
It is good to focus on your education than to doing Yahoo Yahoo that all ends in free.
Okay. So, in other words, it is important to focus on education rather than resorting to doing things that would not pay you at the end of the day, right? What other lesson? Anybody got a lesson about habits? He
From
started
just 3.
lying
From just 3. From just
about
3.
habits. So he started lying to do something at the age of 15. That was an habit, right? And over the years, since like 2013, he's lying to his friends right now to get something he wants, just like old times. What does that tell you? It is very easy to pick up an habit, but it is very hard to drop the habits. So, what are the habits you are inculcating? What are the habits you are practicing? Are you leaving school, going back home to read your books? Are you trying to network with people to ensure you make significant and relevant friendship? Because whatever it is you're doing, you're already creating a pattern. And the earlier you start, the smarter. The earlier you start, the smarter. So, about personal development. So, personal development, like you have to do a couple of things to be able to drive a good personal development individually. And the things you would need to do, talking about personal development, starts majorly with self-awareness. Like I said earlier, what do you want to do? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are you capable of doing? What do you enjoy doing for a period? What is the positive thing you enjoy doing for a long period of time? You need to be self-aware, because when you are self-aware, you are able to know what works for you and what do not work for you. Then we have setting goals. I'll give you an example. In 2021, I traveled to Turkey, Istanbul, and before I even left Nigeria at all, I told myself, these are the things I wanted to achieve by going to this place. If you know me at that time and you compare me with the person you're seeing right in front of you now, we're two different people. The same person, but with more development achieved. Because I set a goal for myself, okay, I'm going to this school to study. By the time I'm done with this, I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to do that. That is a long term goal. We have long term goals and short term goals. Short term goals was me telling myself, I'm going to ensure I make good grades. I want to make good grades. How do I make the good grades? Before I go, I would wake up very early in the morning to read. When I read, I go to class. When I read before class, it gives me the opportunity to understand better when the teacher is teaching in class. It gives me the opportunity to be able to understand and then ask questions that is contradictory with what I have learned before I came to class. Then when I leave school, oh, I'd like to learn a skill. I learned different skills while I was in Turkey, and skills. I learned how to knit.
that going to be
I learned how to,
relationship
what are
with
the
the
things
man
I
of
learned
your
again? I learned how to paint. I learned quite a couple of things that are quite valuable. So, yes, education is going to give you a platform, but if you have different skills with you to bring to that table, you have options. And then any of these skills you have can give you something at different points in time, can take you to different places at different points in time. So yesterday, me and my colleague were talking, and he told me about, I didn't know about the man, but he told me about him. I heard about him, but I never paid attention. So we all know Buhari, our former president of Nigeria. So he had a popular photographer, Mr. Abib. You said he started by using his phone, right? Like he would just take random pictures. He would just take random pictures. And on a particular day at an event, perhaps he just went there to, do something, to just take pictures randomly. And he took a particular one. Somebody saw it and said, "What? Who took this picture? Please find that person for me." There is a consistency behind that story. He has been doing it for consistency. He has been doing it for years. He has been taking random pictures that perhaps maybe gave him 1,500. But on that particular day, he was being rewarded for the hard work he has been putting it over the years. So somebody said, "Oh, who took this picture? Please find that person for me." And when they found him, he became the personal photographer of the former president of Nigeria. Do you know what that means? He has education, right? But he had a skill as well. So education is important, skills are important. But what are going to drive changes within these two areas? It is the personal development you make while doing all of that. Your self-awareness, your diligence, your integrity at doing what you do, your continuous learning to become better at what you do. I edit pictures. I keep editing pictures, but I'm learning as well to know what is the most recent way of editing pictures to be able to give a better output. And then your health and wealth, right? Your health and wellness is very important. You cannot, because you want to make good grades, you stay up all the whole night. You know that doesn't work for you, but you stayed up all night, irrespective. And staying up all night, when you got to the exam hall the following morning, you started sleeping. You did something good, but you did it in excessiveness because you were not self-aware enough, right? So take care of your health as you continue to learn, as you continue to pay attention to what works for you and what do not work for you. And then we have interpersonal skills. I know some of us are quiet, some of us are, loud, some of us are outgoing, some of us are confident, some of us are talkative. But you must always ensure that you own your interpersonal skills, make friends, contribute. Sometimes you don't even need to make friends. For instance, when I was coming, I saw a lab room down this block, right? I think is it a lab room or maybe a computer room? But it may be the thing I saw both exactly. I saw a lab room. When you're on the lab table, you're all working collectively, right? But while you're working, you necessarily don't have to, make friends. But when you make friends, that gives you an advantage as well. But contribute. Oh, do we need to do this? Do your part. Drive people to do their part. And don't look that, oh, somebody is doing something, somebody is not doing something. I'm not going to do this because people are not doing it. The more you do that thing people are not doing, the more you set yourself aside, apart from those people. You're developing, you're improving, but you don't know until you get to a point and you realize that all the work you've done is what has gotten you to where you are. So if you are not doing the work, will you get anywhere? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. So it is very important that you do the work. So, talking to you about self development, I've mentioned self awareness, I've mentioned goal setting, I've mentioned continuous learning, I've mentioned health and wellness, I've mentioned your interpersonal skills, and I'm going to mention two other things, which are time management. Time is wealth. I know there is this phrase, something about time. What is the very popular phrase about time? Time waits for nobody. That's one of it.
Another one,
Another one. Does anybody want to give me another popular phrase about time?
time is money.
Time is money.
Time and tide never wait for no man.
Time does not wait for anyone.
Can you see that? Oh yeah now.
We can go on and on, but what all these phrases are trying to tell you is that for every single thing you do, you must learn to manage your time. For instance, I have a mother and a father. Sometimes my mom wants me to help her at her shop. Some of your mothers maybe work, they do maybe a trade, or maybe they have a shop, they do one thing or the other, or they're at home, they just want you to buy me for me, right? Fetch water for me, do this for me, do that for me. And you're thinking, I need to get something done. I need to do my assignments. I need to do that. You can manage your time to be useful at home and be useful wherever it is you belong. So learn to manage your time because it's very important. So the last thing is financial literacy. I know some of us are already cultivating the habit of keeping money, some very smart ones, cultivating the habit to keep money. That little 5 naira, 10 naira that you're saving, you would see how some years later you would realize you can manage money than some other colleagues of yours. So about mentorship, who are your mentors? Who are your mentors? Does anybody here have mentors? Mentors. One of your, yeah, who do you look up to? One of your colleague earlier, he said your mentor is somebody that advises you. A mentor is somebody that guides you. A mentor is somebody you see doing something so well, and then it motivates you. It wants you to do as well as that person. So just by looking at them, you want to be something. You want to make something out of yourself. That is very important. So I'll tell you a story about myself, a short one. I didn't have a mentor while I was in school, and the effect of that is still very evident. But at some point, after I finished school, I had a mentor, literally my boss. I worked with him. Look around you and have someone mentor you and be a mentee. I'm sure Mr. Habib can mentor you well. He's a lawyer, he's a big lawyer in Lagos State. He once worked in Abuja as well, as I did. But we just want you to understand, we want to give you an insight as to the things you can do, the things you can achieve by working alongside somebody that is already doing something. I want to believe everybody in this room has a phone, Android. Is there anybody here that does not have Android? Oh, that happens. But some of you do have Android phone. Do you know everything is on your phone? We are in a digital world right now, and every single thing is on your phone.
But people are don't present the kids, you
Okay.
know that. But
So if you have the privilege of having a phone, you can learn a skill. What are the skills you can learn? You can decide to learn web designing. There are a lot of tech jobs right now. You can learn one of those things. If you like art, you are in an art department, you like to draw, go online, type art. It's going to give you different type of art. Then from there, your research will lead you to another place. Then you begin to see things that you get interested in, and you begin to learn, right? A lot of us know a lot of celebrities. Gbogbo wa la mọ̀ Fúnkẹ́ Akíndélé. Gbogbo wa la mọ̀, gbogbo wa la mọ̀, who else? Femi Adebayo. We know a lot of people. I don't just want to mention names of people in the media industry, in the movie industry. We know quite a lot of people that are celebrities. Does anybody know any here? Enioluwa? Eniola? Yeah, a guy. Any? Yes. Any. So Any finished with a first class. He finished with a first class. He believes in, he has his own values. If perhaps he heard about Ida Bashi too, Ida Bashi became a celebrity through what? Does anybody know Ida Bashi here? Through cooking. That's oúnjẹ tá à ń sè nílé. Tá máa jókòó ti ìkòsẹ̀ àbí kí la máa ń pè. That's iná tá fi ń dáná.
Arrow.
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 Arrow. So that arrow, oúnjẹ tá à ń sè yẹn, lẹ́nìkan ló gbé education sábẹ́, ó wá ń dáná yẹn, ó wá dáná yẹn, ó wá di world known
Ìlú
ẹni tó
mọ̀ọ́ká.
ń dáná.
Ìlú mọ̀ọ́ká olóúnjẹ.
I can cook too, right? I can cook as well. And I have education as well. But have I been cooking for 20 years? No. Me, I've been reading. I will not lie to you. Because as lawyers, you will read. You must read if you must excel. But getting to that point, one of the things that gave her the platform is education. Hence the reason why you must pay attention to your education. I understand that some of you are leaving soon. You're going to enter the university. Have you started thinking about what you want to study? What are the things that interest you? Does anybody want to share? Àríyàn tó fẹ́ sọ nǹkan tí ó fẹ́ lọ kà ní ilé ìwé gíga. Shari, who are the ones in SS3 here? Can I see your hands, please? SS3. Okay. Okay. Can I see your hands again? Quickly, I want you to tell me what are the things you want to go and study in the uni? What are the things you are thinking you want to study? Can somebody please pass the mic to them?
Who is raising on? Okay.
Mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering. Okay. Sorry, Eshibami, for you, Mike. Are you learning any skill right now?
No.
No. Okay, you might want to look into that because you might actually do something. I'm sure there are even a lot of skills you have that you don't know.
Okay, I am my mother's skill.
What's your mother's skill?
Trader. So you can be a business mogul if you use education. But education will give you the platform to be able to do that. So to the next person, sorry, what's your name again?
My name is Mustafa.
Mustafa.
Yes.
Benny Shima. It's nice to meet you, Mustafa, and I wish you all the best.
Where?
So, what are the SF3 students again? Can you please let me give them the mic?
Is anyone raising on?
She's in SS3. What is your name?
My name is Amina.
Amina. Okay. So, have you been thinking about what you want to study?
Thinking of marketing.
Marketing. So why are you thinking about marketing?
I like my best subject is marketing,
Okay.
and I like those business woman.
Okay.
And I'm thinking of studying marketing because I want to be great.
Okay.
And I've been seeing people that are reading marketing, that marketing is their course, and they have been doing well.
Okay.
That's the reason why I should
Okay. So, who am I going to? I want to give you an example of somebody in the marketing industry. I'm trying to remember one. If you do have a phone, there are a lot of things you see, and when I'm angry all the time. Marketing is not one thing. Marketing is something you can apply yourself in all fields. I can tell you, oh, I want you to market my goods for me. I can tell you, I want you to market my company for me. What is that company doing? Maybe we have a school, or maybe we are selling books. So marketing is a lot of things, and you can begin to look into marketing. We have marketing, we have e-marketing. I mean, you don't even like need to walk around or do anything. You can do marketing from the convenience of your phone, right? So I wish you all the best. Somebody raised his hands up there.
Who else?
SS3. I actually want to hear from all the SS3 students. All of you.
My name is Paul.
Powers. All right.
I choose to study art because I like drawing animals and painting pictures, and that's why I like to choose to be an artist.
Okay. That's really good. I'm sure there are a lot of things you can apply that to. So when I was in Istanbul, I met very young boys, very young people drawing. You know, what is this woman again? There is this very popular art. Ah, God, I've forgotten. But you know that artwork sell for millions and billions of dollars. Are you aware? You get there, you can. Hmm? But it starts from now, all the work. So I think I'm going to stop here because I have 1 more minute. But I'd like to leave you with something. Your dreams are valid. Your dreams are valid. If you dream to be something, put in the work. So the work is important. And when you put in the work, you would always get results. So put in the work. I'm going to stop here. The last thing I want to say, because as a life enthusiast and a Sharia law enthusiast, I'm a Muslim, as you can tell. And I believe we have Christians amongst us. And one of the things we solely believe in is the mightiness and power of God in everything we do. Every single thing you need to do as you are working that part, work with God. You don't have to put it on your head, but work with God. Effort, results, but work with God. So I'll stop here. It's a privilege to be here with you. I hope how I share will be able to get something. And I wish you all the best in life. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Permit me to thank the assistant professor
in order to manage our time. Well, I really appreciate our guest speaker for a job well done. I equally appreciate the principal of this school for giving us the opportunity. Accept our gratitude, man. I equally appreciate the effort of Barrister Adebiyi for coming up with a program like this. I also appreciate members of his team. May Almighty Allah continue to sustain and maintain you all. Ẹ̀yin akẹ́kọ̀ọ́, kí Olúwa kí ó dúró tì yín, kí ó fi ẹsẹ̀ yín lé ọ̀nà rere. Mo lérò pé gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n bá yín sọ ni ẹ ti gbọ́. Nígbà tí àwa wà ní secondary school, a máa ń ní àwọn àkọmọ̀nà oríṣiríṣi ní ara ògiri. Èyí tó ṣe pàtàkì jù tí máa rántí lónìí, òun ni pé civility costs nothing but buys you everything. Kí ni mo lè pè níbi ìgbà téèyàn bá fara balẹ̀ tó ní farajìn, kò ní nǹkan kan tó máa ń gbàdànù lọ́wọ́ èèyàn, ó máa ń fi gbogbo nǹkan fún èèyàn ni. Àtìgbà tá ti dé bíbà ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ dákẹ́ jẹ́ tí ẹ tẹ́tí bẹ̀rẹ̀ jẹ́ tí ẹ ń gbọ́ nǹkan tó ń fẹ́ sọ. Kò gbà nǹkan kan dànù lọ́wọ́ yín pé ẹ pariwo, ó tún máa mú yín dé ibi gíga ni. Ìkan nínú àkọmọ̀nà tí mo tún rántí ni pé rascality does not pay. Kéèyàn máa hu àwọn ìwà jọgọjọgọ, ìwà jákújákú, kò gbéyàn débi gíga. Mo gbà ládùúrà pé eléyìí tẹ́ gbọ́ lónìí tó bá gba etí ọ̀tún wọlé kò ní bá ti òsì jáde, á ṣe yín láǹfààní. Ẹ gbọ́ tí guest speaker wá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa skill, ó ṣe pàtàkì, ó ṣe kókó. Àbúrò mi tó sọ pé òun fẹ́ ṣe mechanical engineering yẹn, kò sí nǹkan tó dí ẹ lọ́wọ́ o. Tó bá lọ mọ̀ nípa motor mechanic o, because I have a son who does that. In fact, Afẹ́ Babalọlá University ló ti ń ṣe mechanical engineering lónìí. It was formerly in Unilag, but because of COVID-19, he lost a year. Then when the school was reopened, less than a month after, wọ́n tún rí COVID-19 patient kan, then he decided that he was not going again. So ó bá sọ fún bàbá pé òun náà fẹ́ lọ sí Afẹ́ Babalọlá. Bó ṣe lọ nìyẹn. Bet gbogbo ìgbà tó wà ní Unilag yẹn, kó bá lè ní orí ọ̀fẹ́, torí ẹ̀ ló ṣe ń tilé lọ, ó ń lọ sí ó ń kọ́ lẹ́yìn abẹ́lé. Mechanic tó ń tún mọ́tò bàbá ẹ̀ ṣe, ó ní òun ò lọ síbi tí ó big. Yes, the baba could afford to take him to Elizabeth Motors. He has friends there. The baba is a multi-millionaire, and he said no, we need more the basic things. So ẹ má fojú di àwọn iṣẹ́ kéékèèké tí àwọn òbí ń ṣe o, ìtẹ̀bá lè kọ́ nínú wọn. Mo bọ̀ síbẹ̀ yẹn o, Olúwa ràn yín lọ́wọ́ o. Ẹ délẹ̀ lérí o. Kí á ṣe kí ni? Iṣẹ́ ìgbàgbọ́ láìsí iṣẹ́ òkú ni Bíbélì pé o. Nǹkan tí spíkà wa sọ fún wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan nìyẹn o. Tá bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ náà ká máa fi tọ́lọ́run sí o. Bẹ̀t ká má sọ pé Ọlọ́run nìkan, ká má dúró de miracle o. Mo bọ̀ síbẹ̀, ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
I would like to now invite the convener of this program in person of Barrister Abid CSP.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to maintain the already established protocol. So I wouldn't say much of English this time around, but màá wá sí ilẹ̀ wa. Ṣùgbọ́n ọmọ Yorùbá ni gbogbo wa. Good. So I want to be fast, even while I'm, maintaining, to speak with you guys in English. I mean in Yoruba. Ta ni nínú yín tó dá sí wípé ó ní mọ́mì tó ń tajà? Ta ni nínú yín tó jẹ́ pé ó dá sí onídádì tó jẹ́ pé ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ọwọ́ kan nínú bíbá? Ṣó wà? I want to hear from you guys. Mo fẹ́ gbọ́ ṣó wà? Ó lè máa jẹ ní ibà ó lè jẹ́ ìta bóyá ìgboro àbíbì kan. Ṣó wà? So kí lẹ rò bóyá ẹ lè ṣe láti fi lè gbé iṣẹ́ dádì yín àbí iṣẹ́ mọ́mì yín lárugẹ? Ẹmọ tí mo tó táwọn wà ọ̀rẹ́ dín pé òkè bóyá ọ̀rá ń tajà ń bì kan kékeré kan ni. But what do you need to do? Ẹ rò bóyá náà tó yẹ pé tọ́mọ máa fi gbòòrò tí ń náà bóyá ní Abẹ́òkúta ní Nàìjíríà ní Lagos State pé èèyàn kan wà níbi kan báyìí o oníṣòwò ńlá ni everybody mọ̀ is a millionaire. So kí lè rẹ̀ lè ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ fi dé stage yẹn? Who can answer me please? I just need 2 people. Bankole.
By focus on that job and add education to it.
Okay, so the most important thing there is, I have to be fast now. The most important thing there is education, one, and prayer. She get that education is a must. They gave an example of Bayo Moborio the other time. He's a Yoruba guy like every one of us here. It's just the usual guy. He went to school, but then this is what he does. Photographer. So at the end of the day, àwọn èèyàn kan rí ọ recommend ẹ fún President Buhari, but tí ó bá kàwé, the president won't use him as his personal photographer. So the rate of asking yẹn gan gave him a foundation to succeed in life. So now, as I'm talking to you, Amy, mo ti forí paper. Honorable is aware, mo ti forí paper ni mo ṣe I'm a paper from one place to the other. But if you look at me now, will you be able to tell that I've motivated paper to me? Now I want to get feedback from you guys. Share my mom. Okay, so now what distinguished me láàrin gbogbo àtàjọ máa ń gbé ń gà ẹ̀ ni wípé èmi make extra effort ní pé a gbọ́dọ̀ kàwé yìí, a máa kàwé. So because èmi náà rí ìwé yẹn kà, èmi náà wọ́n pé okay mo ti kàwé, mo ti ní change díẹ̀ lọ́wọ́, kí lèmi náà lè ṣe tí mo máa fi gbé ilẹ̀ wa lárugẹ? One, kí ni mo lè ṣe tí mo lè fi assist àwọn ọmọ tó ṣe ń bọ̀ sìn? It's just for me to come to you guys, talk to you guys. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe nǹkan báyìí, tẹ́ bá ṣe nǹkan báyìí. Now ọ̀nà tá à ń gbà ọ̀rọ̀ ìgbà tá à ń bọ̀ kékeré díẹ̀ ló kù tí mọ́tò a máa fi dànù. I don't know maybe you guys ṣe ń gbọ́ mi. Kékeré ló kù tí mọ́tò a máa fi dànù. Kí ló fà? Bad road. Now tí kan ní ọmọ nìyí ó ló fẹ́ di mechanical engineer, right? So tí kan ní bad engineer, a renowned engineer. Ọ̀nà yìí wàá rántí pé secondary school ẹni bíbá. So secondary school àwọn òkú kí la lè ṣe? Ta lè fi bóyá máa right ìjọba. You now use your own influence gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó kàwé, gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó ní network tó mú àwọn èèyàn bí máa èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ jọ ọ̀nà school wa ò dà. As I'm speaking with you, National ESCO ní Old Student Association wa Ansarudeen College Isolo. I'm their legal advisor. The organization has been existing for 70 years now. But so now, as an ESCO of that organization, ìtorí pọ́rí pé mi náà ti ń ṣe dáadáa, I'm a lawyer, mo ti ń ṣe dáadáa, èmi náà ti ń lọ síbi, mo ti ń lọ síbi lọ́wọ́, a máa ní Mr. Abib, owó náà wà bọ̀, jẹ́ ká jọ gbé school alárugẹ. Tẹ́yìn náà bá ṣe tán sí school yìí náà sìn, ẹ lè wọ́n pòkè, ó lè pẹ́ ọmọ níyì, Bánkọ́lé, kí lórúkọ ẹ̀ Zainab, Amina, sóyá, kí la lè ṣe fún school wa, kí school wa túbọ̀ dábàá sí. Tẹ́ bá ní education, tẹ́ bá débi tẹ́ fẹ́ dé, lẹ́ máa lè ronú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀. Another thing tí mo ní láti sọ ni wípé ìmí wà nínú yín bíbá tẹ́ pé kò serious, a lè kó yẹn kù. A lè kó yẹn kù, ẹlòmíì wà níbi tí ó serious. So èyí tí ò bá serious ẹ̀ á rò pé ọ̀rẹ́ yìí tí ó serious èmi náà fẹ́ máa bá rìn kájọ máa ṣe kíní kiri ṣòro ọ̀rẹ́ tí ó serious tó ń bá rìn lé nìyẹn tó bá padà dọ̀la tí kọ̀ọ̀kan nu bí ọmọ nìyí Bánkọ́lé Aminat right tẹ bá ti débi gíga ṣe ẹni tí wọ́n bá rìn tọ́jọ́ ń ṣe kíní ọ̀ nílé bá rìn mọ́ wọ́n máa sá fún mi. So it is better you run away from that person now so that ìwọ náà máa lè àwọn ẹni tí ẹjọ́ máa báyìí àwọn tọ́jọ́ máa build future tẹ́jọ́ máa build future kí ni wọ́n fẹ́ di ṣé wọ́n ti wọ school bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe tó ẹ̀yìn sí ríà àwọn tẹ́tíjọ́ mọ́ pé kéèlé ìfẹ́ ṣe course báyìí gba nọ́mbà ara yín ibo ni wọ́n wà tó bá sọ tiẹ̀ fún èmi ti gba JAMB mo ti gbà ìwọ náà máa gbà èmi náà gbọ́dọ̀ ètè gba tèmi o I hope you are getting me èmi náà gbọ́dọ̀ ètè gba tèmi o tèmi náà bá gbà tí wọ́n ó ti wọ school èmi náà jẹ́ kí n náà ètè wọ school ṣe to understand ẹ ṣe máa ṣe èyí tó bá dẹ̀ ń kọ́ṣẹ́ wọn ni is a very good thing. I am a graphic designer while I was in the university then mo máa ń gbaṣẹ́ àwọn tó mọ̀ mi mo máa ń gbaṣẹ́ school mo máa ń gbaṣẹ́ mo dẹ̀ fi ń rí owó díẹ̀ mi ì necessary láti máa pe ní pé ẹ send owó sí mi jọ́tọ́ bá wọn ọ̀rọ̀ máa send ẹ̀ but I was doing that a long time and I can tell you being a graphic designer nígbà tí mo wà ní school it gave me the opportunity to sit down with professors. Barrister Mazida can testify to that. Professors, doctors of the university, Najoma Joko, because they know you have something they needed. So if you have extra skills, even you are pursuing a tech, learn it. Marketing, learn it. But don't forget that education. Don't forget it because education about what? No, you might learn pé ọ̀nà wa yóò dá báwo la ṣe lè ṣe ó lè fi dá. Ìtọ́jú pé nínú education mo ṣe wọ́n pé ok ẹ jẹ́ ká wá sínú àwọn school tó wà ní gbèríko nǹkan tá a bá lè ṣe tá a bá lè bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ let us do it. She understand that is why we are here. Without education I won't be here. Without education honorable won't be here. Even the principal she won't be sitting here as a principal. So that education is a must. And lastly you have to ẹni dàtí máa kàwé ẹ máa mójútòwé gẹ́gẹ́ bíi pé kò sọ lọ́hùn. ṣọmọpẹ́ tó bá ń kàwé tó bá rí láì pé ọlọ́run wà tí máa bẹ̀ lọ́hùn ó rẹ̀ kàwé dáadáa ọlọ́run wà it may not work. But read as if there is no God or as if you are not even praying at all. So while you are equally praying, pray as if you have not even opened your book for once. So with that ẹ máa bẹ ṣe ń ṣe gba JAMB ni ó ṣe lè ẹ máa lọ tẹ́bá dẹ̀ kọ́ṣẹ́ but ìwé yẹn ẹ má gbàgbé ẹ̀ nǹkan tá à ń sọ yẹn sìn ó lè má ti a máa ní mínì sáwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan ni ẹlòmíì ó sì lè máa pé kí náà sọ but I can tell you move away from bad gangs because if you don't move away now that bad gangs tó bá padà jọjọ́ iwájú a máa pé you guys can sit down tó bá padà jọjọ́ iwájú a máa padà wọ́n pé ìgbà yẹn ó máa wà too late láti padà lẹ́yìn wọn. So everybody come and go astray ni. So this time now anytime jáde sìn focus on kí ni mo fẹ́ ṣe kí ni mo fẹ́ dà nǹkan báyìí mo fẹ́ ṣe ṣó ti yé yín táwọn parents yín tọ́ba níwà àti gba JAMB fún yín you can just there is a way we can go around about even tọ́ba níwà JAMB we can if any of you guys tọ́ba reach out sí wa we can look at what we can do in that regard because it is a must ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ kàwé ìwọ tó ní fẹ́ ṣe marketing nǹkan tó lè fi help àwọn parents àtàwọn ọmọ mi ẹ̀ tó ń tajà ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní pé òkè ìwọ náà máa kàwé tí ìwé yẹn bá ti wà ìwọ náà máa ní òkè ó yá mọ́mì mo ti bá yín polówó nǹkan báyìí lọ online náà àwọn èèyàn báyìí ti ọfẹ́ rà so that is it so thank you very much so but before I go I will ask like few questions and I have something for those tó bá gba àwọn questions there so number one who can tell me who a mentee is who is a mentee. Okay. Your name?
What's your name?
My name is Aisha.
Yeah, proceed.
Mentor is a learner that learns something from mentor.
Mentor. Okay, good.
A mentor, a role model, okay? A mentor, a role
Model.
Who else?
Okay.